How do Washington's word choices illustrate his argument about the institution of slavery? In this lesson, you will learn how to determine an author's argument about a specific topic by analyzing an author's word choices. So let's review. Let's remember that Booker T. Washington wrote this autobiography or story of his own life as a person who was born as a slave and then freed with the conclusion of the Civil War. Chapter 1 is all about where he was born, what his early childhood was like, some of his general opinions of slavery and of the people involved in it, and the experience of being declared a free man. Let's also remember that with any text, there is this on the surface meaning of words, and then there's also the under the surface meaning of words. And a skilled reader will pay attention to both types of word choices, especially when trying to discern or understand the author's argument about a specific topic. A little more in depth there, let's look at this chart about the denotative versus the connotative meaning of words. So, the denotative meaning of words is the dictionary definition. That's also known as the on-the-surface meaning of words. Whereas the connotative meaning of words is the emotional or the implied meaning of a word. You can also understand that as the under-the-surface meaning of a word. So step 1 is to reread your selection and notice powerful word choices that the author uses to talk about the main idea. Step 2 is to organize those words into a T-chart with one column for words with a strong connotative meaning and one with a strong denotative meaning. Step 3 is to ask yourself, what do those word choices reveal about the author's argument about the topic? So first things first, I'm going to reread over this, looking out for strong words. What kind of words you might say? Well, I'm looking for which words inform in a straightforward way. Those will be my denotative or my on-the-surface terms. And then also, which words give a sense of the main topic of the text. So since it's going to give me a sense or a feeling, that's the connotative meaning or connotative words. So as I look through this, I see these words, the cruelty and moral wrong of slavery. That seems to me a very direct way for Washington, the author, to tell me, the reader, that slavery is cruel and wrong. Whereas these words, entangled in the net of slavery and tentacles fastened, those really give me a feeling about what Washington thinks of slavery. So those are going to go into the connotative meaning. Next step is to organize those words I picked out under denotative and connotative. So there they are. Under denotative, I have notwithstanding the cruelty and moral wrong of slavery. And under connotative, I have get entangled in the net of slavery and tentacles fastened. So now I'm just going to summarize each of these in notes to myself to make this easier. So Washington is saying that slavery is cruel and morally wrong for that first quotation. Now for these second two little quotations, Washington makes me feel that slavery is tricky and strong and clever and evil and creepy. Now I got all of those adjectives just from thinking about what does it make me feel to think about being entangled in a net of slavery and tentacles fastened? What do those verbs and adjectives, what does that all make me think about and feel like? And it makes me think of some kind of an evil nemesis, strong and tricky and creepy and clever. So that's where I got all those terms. So now, what is the author's view of the main topic? So I'll take my two little sticky notes that I've just written and take my question, what is the author's view of the main topic, and see what I can create. Well, let's see. Washington's view of slavery is that it is vile and iniquitous. Now, how did I come up with vile and iniquitous? I simply looked at my two notes and I summarized from the terms that I had there What did it seem to me that Washington's view of slavery actually is? So now, how do Washington's word choices illustrate his argument about the institution of slavery? I'll take what I just jotted down about Washington's view of slavery is that it's vile and iniquitous. And let's see if I can actually work in something about the word choices that he used. So here we go. Washington's use of word choices, such as entangled in the net of slavery, illustrate his argument on slavery as vile and iniquitous. Do you see how all I have done in order to bring this up to a grade level piece of writing is to actually note which terms I used from the text in order to support what I had just proved on my little sticky note. That's all I had to do. I went back and grabbed those terms and just put them in. So, the first thing I did was to reread my selection and notice powerful word choices that the author uses to talk about the main idea. The second thing was to organize those words into a T-chart with one column for words with a strong denotative meaning and one with a strong connotative meaning. And the third thing was to ask myself, what do these word choices reveal about the author's argument about the topic? In this lesson, you have learned to explain an author's point of view on a specific topic by analyzing an author's word choices.